I just want to sleep. A coma would be nice. Or amnesia. Anything just to get rid of this. These thoughts, whispers in my mind. Did he rape my head too? Lori Halse Anderson. She is the author of Speak. So today I'm going to be informing you about rape. I will give some data and facts about rape, who is affected, how you can help, and how it can be prevented. So what is rape? Rape is the unlawful sexual activity and usually sexual intercourse carried out forcibly under threat of injury against the will, usually of female, or with a person who is beneath a certain age or incapable of valid consent. And that was from the Webster Dictionary. So there are many different types of rape. There's diminished capacity. That just means that the person is not able to consent. It's usually somebody that is mentally challenged, or there's also some people classify this as somebody that's younger that can't necessarily talk. And then there's also age-related, and that's the sexual act under the minimum age. There's incest, that is between family members. There's partner rape. That's rape that occurs with a spouse or an intimate partner. Acquaintance rape, people who have known each other or know each other. Aggravated rape, and that's just rape defined by the law. And then there's anger, power, and sadistic rape, and these are more of like rape, something that describes why the rapist rape, if there's any kind of excuse. But there is anger rape, and that is just when the rapist expresses hatred and anger towards the victim. There's power rape. That's when they express dominance over the victim. They crave power and dominance. And there's sadistic, and that's when a rapist is obsessed with a ritual that goes along with the act that's being performed. That usually they force their victims to dress up in certain ways or act certain ways that the victim obviously does not want to do. So everybody is affected by rape in some way. Just about every 2 minutes an American is sexually assaulted. As you can see, most rape victims are female. There's 90% female and 10% male. 17.7 million Americans women since 1998, and 2.78 million men in the U.S. since 1998. I got that from RAIN.com, RAIN.org, excuse me. I would just like to clarify that many people do not believe that it's possible for a man to be raped, and that is not the case at all. And usually people don't believe that men can be raped by women, and that is very possible too. Men are also affected by rape, not necessarily as much as women, but they are still affected. So surprisingly, rape is most likely to occur through an intimate partner. As you can see, the blue is 31%, and that is intimate partners. This is somebody that either is a spouse, a boyfriend, or somebody that you're intimate with, not necessarily that you have a committed relationship with, but this usually happens when a person is threatening to leave the other person, and they actually commit rape to their girlfriend or boyfriend. Next is a stranger, and that's 25%, and then a family member, and then acquaintance is 20%. Okay, so as you can see, only 1,070 rapists get jail time. 95,000 there are 95,000 potential rapists. Only 15,670 are recognized. 2,910 are made to go to trial, but only 1,070 are put in jail. That is not very good odds. College-aged women are the most likely to be raped. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in college, but just like the 18 to 24 time age range. There are a lot of rape effects. It can obviously result in the victim being seriously traumatized. Depersonalization, that's when you feel numb and detached, almost like being in a dream, or feeling that the world is not really the world around you. They experience intense emotions. They sometimes develop an eating disorder. There's a lot of cases of PTSD in women that are raped. They sometimes have difficulty remembering the parts of the assault, and that makes it harder, because then that makes people not believe them per se. They relive their assault through nightmares, memories, thoughts. They avoid places, things, and people that maybe remind the victim of the assault. There's increased anxiety. They have trouble sleeping, and they avoid social life and the place of rape. So, just like to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the excuses I've heard about women, about why women are raped. As you can see, there's a big 100% of causes of rape, and that is rapists. I've heard, and just like this graph has recognized, there's been excuses of the victim's clothes, the victim drinking, being flirty, walking home alone, walking in dark streets, being promiscuous, going to parties in the first place, and then even like the idea of them already being sexually active. None of these are the cause of rape. Only rapists are the cause of rape. There's no excuse of raping, especially if it's one of these excuses that people have made up to make themselves feel better about themselves. So, how can we help? Know a strange situation when you see one. If a girl is pushing off a boy, or vice versa, go over there and get the person out of the situation. You can even distract the perpetrator, especially if you're the same sex. That usually helps. And of course, speak up. Don't be afraid to say anything. And then there is the main cause, I believe, of prevention in rape. This quote is by Kurt Cobain. It says, "Rape is one of the most terrible crimes on earth, and it happens every few minutes. The problem with groups who deal with rape is that they try to educate women about how to defend themselves. What really needs to be done is teaching men not to rape. Go to the source and start there." This is just saying, we don't need to make women take self-defense classes or make women cover themselves up just because there's rapists out there. No, we need to show rapists that they're rapists. There's no reason for women to have, or men to have, to change their themselves to not be attacked by rapists. These are my sources. So I talked about some different types of rape. I talked about what rape was, and then I gave some data and facts about rape, and then I told you what you could do and how rape can be prevented. Thank you so much.